Right. This is my part two to my top man Junebugobama, and with the single mum that he got mad. What I'm gonna say is when single mothers, I'm gonna say another thing, which I'm gonna add because I ran out of time on the video, so I didn't really have a chance to carry on. But what I'm gonna say with the regards to the single mom getting mad at Junebugobama, you have to realize what I find about women. Women only get mad when they feel that something relates to them. So a lot of females want a justification that it's not them you're talking about. But that's just a side note for all men. So I will tell all of you, don't be manipulated by females. Your opinion's your opinion. How you view things on life is how you view things. Another thing, what I'm gonna say, a lot of people know in 2009, I got all trained up in the whole teaching field, like teacher's assistant field. So I can tell you straight up, with that TA job and with what I do now as a peer educator, and as a peer educator you do teaching, but about different topics. You learn, you have to teach kids, but that's another, that. And even with the peer educator job, you basically learn about how to work with sexually abused children. You learn about how to work with children who suffer from neglect. You learn about basically how to educate kids on sex and relationship education and sexually transmitted diseases. And you also teach girls about about pregnancy prevention. That's what my job is. So that's still teaching. But what I'm gonna say about the whole dating single mother issue, because there's a lot of single mothers who I've worked with and still work with. That's one. Number two, what I find about single mothers, like, their kids are far from the problem. You see, when a lot of men say, "Oh, I don't want to be with a woman with kids," but in no way, shape or form, don't ever think if you're a woman that it's because of your kids. Actually, your kids are an enhancement to why certain men might like you. I worked on a construction site with one guy, and me and him used to do all the carpentry work together, and we used to do like refurbishment work. Now this guy came from St. Lucia, and he was seeing this woman that had two kids. Now her kids were 14 and 12, and because he just come to England, and she was one of the first women he met. It was a white woman. That she was one of the first women that he met. And you know what? Credit where credit is due. She showed him around who was who. She helped him get jobs. So she helped him out, and he was seeing her for a while. And then he was gonna have a child with her, but she lost it. But so now 2 years now, I've met him, and he's, say, 3 years into being in the country and meeting her. Something he said to me, which I had to, I took note of. He said to me, and he said, "He goes, I can't stand her, but I'm only staying around her because of the kids, and I'm real tight with their kids, with her kids. It's two boys." So now, in regards to, say, a lot of men checking women with kids, I know personally, due to the jobs I've had, due to the understandings I've developed, due to looking at even my family, I know this for straight up. Every time I've seen black women with kids, I've always got on well with their kids. I've even been around certain black women who said, "Oh, why is my son calm when he's with you and he's happy, but when my son's around me and my sisters, he's always miserable?" That should tell you something, females. But I'll leave that one to side. I've actually been around, say, certain females with kids. I could be with all my boys, and this woman say she might have a son, and we say to her, "Yo, let your son chill with us." And we like him, and he's chilling with us. He might be chilling on the PlayStation with us, but for that time, her son gets the attention. Some of those very same women actually get pissed off at shit like that. If me and say all my boys say, yo, we're taking your son to the park to play football, you know, some females will be like, oh yeah, like I've actually heard it being quoted from some females. Oh, he wants to spend time around my son, he don't want to be around me no more. You know, those very same women will say, oh, I want a male figure for my child. You know, another thing I could say, if you meet a lot of females with kids, they will tell you all manners of things about their baby dads. But anyhow you find out who the baby father is and you actually go to him and start speaking to him yourself, even if there's no beef, but you know you and him speak, you find out a lot of things that may be not too sweet for the ears. You do. And then those very same women, you say, yo, is that your baby dad? And if she says yeah, she says, yeah, I spoke to him the other day. Oh, what did he say? You know, automatically you got these women paranoid. But I also so now with my job, this is another thing where being with a single mom could get you really hurt and attached, because I've had to talk to a lot of teachers and talk to a lot of parents. Now I've had a chance to work with a lot of black children and a lot of, say, non-black children who happen to be in social circles with a lot of black kids. So it's all a family, it's all a group. Like in East London, we got community links. So you work with a lot of diverse kids. I can tell you personally, in my mind, I'm going mad if I hear shit like, oh, this child needs to see a child psychiatrist. No child needs to see a child psychiatrist. You know, no child is that incapable. When I'm hearing from the teachers that these young black kids are always doing things to try and get attention. Like, you hear stories about how kids will always kick another kid's chair or start fighting just to get attention. So what does that tell you about, if you are seeing a woman with kids and you hear these issues, if you see a woman with kids and that child's over 5 and you start going to school to pick that child up and teachers are telling you these kind of stories, that will get you mad, because anyhow you volunteer your services to help, this woman's child, and she says, oh, well, that's my child, it's not yours. Or she comes out with some outrageous statement like, oh, you trying to tell me how to raise my kids? Nah, that's a violation, To me, if I try to help a woman with kids and she tries to say, oh, they're my kids, it's not yours, that's my child, it's not your child, you tried to violate me, and you tried to violate the very help that I volunteered to you. So yeah, you're damn right, I won't want a woman with kids. It's just a safety net. It's not a personal thing, it's a safety thing. You see, there's no way that I would why would I risk, or why would I sacrifice my friendship and my love that I have for children or an individual for that one woman with a child or a bag of kids that doesn't give a fuck? Because you got a lot of these women are selfish. You see, a lot of these women, it's not about being with them because of their child, it's just that you're not with them. You see, a lot of females, I've found it, because how is it sometimes if I'm around a woman, that's got kids or a child, and I'm with, say, my people, and we're chilling with her kids, that's when her kids are most happiest, but she's not. So you'll find a lot of times, like case in point, I was once around this girl, and I must have said to her, yo, your son needs to read his book, help him. I can't be bothered right now. And the girl's got EastEnders on. The girl's on her BlackBerry phone and saying, okay. And then, 1 or 2 times I've actually helped a few kids with their maths homework, and it's their mums that are mad at that. So you start realizing, checking a woman, and remember, if I can see this on my job, I know by far it's happening on a social, it's happening on other levels. If similar situations have happened to me on a dating situation, I know by far, men that say I don't want it, most men that say they don't want to be with a woman with kids have most likely checked about 4 different women with kids, different races, in different situations. Let's say a black single mom, a white single mom with a white child, or a mixed race child, or an Asian single mom with a half black child. Whichever situation, it varies. So I know for a fact, when a lot of guys say they don't want women with kids, they've actually experienced women with kids, and they've experienced the political element in regards to women with kids. So that's the situation, man. And then another thing is, a lot of these females, where they're very irresponsible, they're so loosely having sex, you end up saying, hold on a minute, you gave it up to me easy. How the hell do I know, even if you ever claim pregnancy, that it's mine? Because a lot of these baby mums lie, and they're guilty of lying. That's why so many of them don't want you to meet their baby dad, unless it's on their terms. But anyways, man, it's your boy Blackpowerstick, man. Get at me.